NaVi. This will determine who is going to be where in group number A. I just said number A. God, it's an early morning already, but we'll find out. Joining OG in the last chance bracket, and what team is just going to have this safe, quick trip out instead to compete at the land in Belarus. Should be a good time, but we might see a possible skirmish towards the top part of the lane here. Both teams going towards this rune quite a bit, with the exception, of course, of Little Silent here. He doesn't have a ward or anything, but he's just spotting out if any offlaners trying to plant one, it looks like. But we might see a first blood here, Clairvoyance.
Yeah, it's very possible. I think NaVi are gonna have to give up on the engagement. VD is a lot stronger.
Definitely so. Proper placed Fissure is isolated a perfect fight here for Virtus.Pro. They also, of course, have the early possible crush, and then you never can forget the pesky curse from Lil. And as you said, the second NaVi see what's going on, they're like, no thank you.
Yeah, fighting the level 1 Lich that immediately skilled Sacrifice.
Oh, and it's a big loss if you end up trying to scale something else just for a level 1. A little tough. So it looks like Lich is going to be helping out the bottom lane here. So joining Axmo, as I believe. I would assumed it was Axmo. Obviously, I'm just a dumb American, but apparently I was listening to OD cast it, and it's Axmo. I'm not sure if you had any extra intel on it or not, but their newest NaVi member here going to be repping the offlane Tusks in side by side with Lich here.
Oh, a lot of nice harassment coming out on G, and Soneko taking some damage for his extra harassment.
Classic duel versus duel mid lane now. No more of this 1v1 stuff. Now, if you want to make sure your mid has a good time, you got to have someone there to have his back. And Bane, one of the best in the game at it, as you see, begins to go to work. Not even a big damage on the sap, just letting him know he's there, and don't even think about going for the CS. It's so annoying.
Ever since they changed the 70 mana cost, it's just so affordable.
He used to be so mana starved. That was such a nice change for the better here. I mean, do you think Bane is just in a nice, more balanced place as it is right now, or do you think he's at risk of getting a little hate from Ice Frog?
I definitely feel like he might get a slight tweak. Not in this week. I don't want to say a nerf, because nerfs are generally a lot more.
Yeah. Oh, might have to hold it though. Bottom lane, Agmo could be in trouble. Snowball on back. Fissure's there to block, and now a Spear Lance coming out means the possible demise here of Mr. Acmo. It looks like the Tusk will be dropping. Oh, deny, pops the wand. Might have actually not helped. Oh, he goes down. FNG with the emphatic crush right there of the Fissure. Will be able to put him into the grave right there. And first blood is going to be shed. Virtus.Pro will pick that one up. And as we touch base here with the mid lane, G at 4-0. Dendy 8-4 right now, and CS is taking command. Top lane, which we haven't talked much about, it's Ditya Ra. It's 7-2 CS in his matchup against DK Phobos. Phobos is finding good CS though for himself in this solo lane setup. You know, 6-5, level 3.5. That's pretty nice.
It is a 1v1 matchup, and of course Juggernaut can't really really 1v1 scenario. So I would imagine the starter with his 6 armor, with his boots now, facing physical crush as well as right clicks, do pretty well. As you pointed out at bottom, man, that kind of ruined that situation for himself, really. I think he activated a Wyvern right click as he was making the turn. The Wyvern's too slow. He's gonna try to harass here at the middle line, but it's the Fissure.
Yeah, this is where the action has been going down. Just before that, they dished out a lot of work onto G, and he needed the assistance of FNG to be nearby. So I don't think FNG is going to be traveling too far from this mid lane from here on out, which could be a bit of trouble for Silent in the bottom lane. If he doesn't have to worry about this Earthshaker down here, this Lich and Tusk can really go to work. Lil's trying to help out a bit, though, with that creep equilibrium. He's got the pull-through already going on, and well, against my words and wise wisdom, which is not very wise at times, FNG is going to be going to the bottom lane right now, so leaving G at his lonesome here in the mid lane. But what happens now? He's all alone. Slept up under the tower. They're going to have enough to deal with it. Then he looking to line up maybe a shackle by a tree. G's like, I'm going to stick right by the side here. In the meantime, they do get the Tusk down, but as you see, once G is left, G is dead. But at least they are able to get something in the bottom lane with that rotation. Tusk will be going down.
Nice exchange, I guess all around. So G dying there was really cocky. He actually dove past the tower because he had a double creep wave and harassed Dendy through. Little did he know that the Snake was still in the vicinity woods as he's doing now, and he really paid the price for being aggressive.
Yeah, and especially giving himself such a big leash when he knew that FNG was no longer going to be there behind him just in case something was to go wrong. But maybe a lesson learned for him from here on out. Touch back to top lane. Your king of CS is now your Dit-Ya-Rod Jug. As he quickly farms up, but you know, the exchanges, look at StarLadder on the other side. He's actually a higher level than Jug right now. And it looks like he's going to go for the early Tranquils here, but oh, they're able to get a kill on the other side. Lich going to be going down here. Another engagement from FNG set up with a fissure, and it looks like they're going to be grabbing another one. 3-1 now for Virtus.Pro.
You know, I do understand that NaVi don't have a ward placed in the that to scout out this Earthshaker getting in position, but they're getting caught out a lot of times with this drain blocking fissure. Of course, Earthshaker's specialty is known for this in the early stages of the game before the Blink Dagger. Blocks just seem to be coming in way too easily for VP right now, so I think NaVi need to ramp up their caution awareness.
Yeah, or at least get some more wards if they're going to be available, because down on the side they don't have any vision over to the left to see if anyone's going to be approaching from the woods of VP. Silent gets harassed a bit, but he's fine and steps back. FNG's back in his mid lane defensive position here, so Silent knows he's going to be out alone, and unlike G, will play things a bit more reserved here in the lane. Always has it right by the tower to his convenience, or the convenience that Lil set up for him, and they'll just continue to grind it out right now. So who do you think's getting the better end of the early start of this game? You know, we're just in the birth of the laning phase, but any kind of inkling towards one side or the other who's kind of making the better trade?
Yeah, I think the kill board definitely favors VP on that bottom.
Jesus Christ, Arcel, can you die? For once, when I can see it down the bottom lane, though, his partner could be also taken down. Lil already looking to cut him off, is waiting for him, and, well, that means that Tuska's really nowhere to go, and he's going to be going down. The Lance is going to pick up that one there from Silent, and a VP string another one together, pushing them ahead 5-1.
Probably a little more straightforward than before, now that the scoreboards indicate 5-1 favor in VP. You know, NaVi, they still have the two top farmers in Dendi as well as Dit-Ya-Rod playing Juggernaut in the Even so though, VP, they can get their early levels, which they are doing out of these kills and just the control overall. It's going to be hard for NaVi to play in the mid game because again, they have a lot of single target heroes that need to rely on the execution against the PL. Lo and behold, this PL is snowballing quite well, I would say. 3-0 and 2/6 mid. You're a pretty happy PL.
Oh, for sure. Mid lane, maybe happy to find a possible kill here. Man, the tip of that fissure, able to catch on Dendi now. He does quickly prop the win run and will get away from the trouble. But Virtus.Pro just kind of continue to make their presence known between this mid and bottom lane, and you can see the benefits from it, as you said. Silent 3-0 on a PL, unheard of this early into the game. And with that, he'd be able to build up an early set of drums, and he'll be able to segue into his mid/late game period earlier and better than ever. And you're looking at NaVi, who still are kind of struggling a bit. The fortunate thing for them is Dit-Ya-Rod continues to be patient in finding his farm in the top lane, and he really is supposed to be coming online in the mid game, but I don't know, by that point we could see a pretty tanky VP squad, and his Omni Slash is not going to be able to make any sort of, good debut.
Cold Embrace is actually very powerful. Against Windrunner's Focus Fire as well as the Omni Slash, it just completely negates and nullifies all the damage coming. It'd be a real problem, and of course that's part of the reason why this hero doesn't get often nowadays. Windrunner almost got caught by the Fissure, but not only was their tusk back, itself didn't actually connect. VP are just gonna have to 9 up the creeps at mid and their levels up, and speaking of levels, Lil's already level 6 basically. Team at the bottom line is about to pick it up.
He had been spending so much time in those woods doing the pulls and getting all that solo XP for himself, and now making trades like this that he's been way up and ahead now. Akmo here being slowed down. Silent's just kind of swarming him a bit. Now there is a rotation in which will force Silent back. He committed pretty hard for that one, and it was all over this 8-minute rune which he was able to snag up. Now he'll head his way back towards the bottom lane and join his company, but now with an early Winter's Curse, I'm curious to see if they're going to be looking to put this to use right away, or if they're just going to use it to force NaVi to still remain very defensive.
NaVi supports rotating down bottom, but Curse is available.
And Lil already jumps out to the right. Look at this, a trifecta of TPs coming in. They already have the sleep set up. Wyvern's like, sorry buddy, you're done for, I gotta go. And sure enough, NaVi, you have to commit the whole frickin' team down here, but they are going to get the kill on the PL.
Yep, 5 men down at 9 minutes into the game. I think I've seen this before. At the end of the day, the PL does go down, so that's a big win for NaVi now since CL has been relatively free farming. But they still did commit 5 heroes. So that really opens up the space for Phobos at top, who I guess he hasn't been farming much because he rotated to the woods earlier. So he's gonna pick up some more here, and the middle lane getting pushed in means that then he has to rotate back as well. So it's not so much of just a kill, but it's more what they get out of the kill. And so far, NaVi haven't gone too.
Some of them are still, the residue of this gank is still kind of hanging around this bottom lane. He was first Lil by himself at risk of possibly being dove, but now Silent is back. And Mr. Ditya is stuck between creeps. He's going to be forced to Omni Slash out. A quick reaction of Lil Cold Embrace is going to be saving him. And with the damage bit mitigated, he's going to be fine. And they're going to be able to get that kill. And Ditya goes down. That felt a bit too forced. Like they were down there hungry for something and they didn't get any of it. So they just anxiously hung around and unfortunately got themselves into a bad situation.
And I'm actually surprised they didn't go for the Bane kill up top there. The Fissure actually placed the Bane on the right side of the terrain blocking Fissure, but I think the StarLadder could have sprinted through the creeps and amplified and stuff. But speaking of amplified, then he gets amped up in mid. Rune actually stolen by the sprinting StarLadder, so not a bad sequence for VP.
I guess one nice thing for him though is Archon was able to come in just in time, and I thought he was going to hand off a bottle here. Oh, it looks like he did hand it off, but it didn't work in time, so they have to put it back on the courier, and the courier's gonna have to go back to base. So maybe not fortunate at all there for Dendy. Bottom lane at the same moment, Virtus.Pro getting ready to swarm around this tier 1 tower and take their first objective structure of the game. This will open up more options to them onto the map, and maybe a Roche, though I would say at first they don't have great damage for Roche, but yeah, you got amp damage on your team, so I think anything's gonna be fine. Oh!
Nice shackle coming out Dandy.
Dandy gets the catch between Silent and Lil, but he certainly does not have the damage. They easily turn it back and around, and oh my goodness, they hit him with a couple of ults, and he goes crashing down. And now they look for Lil. Tusk's gonna come in on him, but Archon's in trouble. Gets off the quick ulti, but they quickly spread it apart with that doppelganger, as you talked about in the draft. 2 kills now for Virtus.Pro. They're about to make it 3. Making a move for Akmo, and they're gonna get it. Tusk goes down. 3 for Nil, and oh no, poor Sunico. Nice dodge right there. But it doesn't matter in the end. It looks like they might be able to still creep on him here. Doesn't really have a lot of mana. Tier 1, no one to TP2. And people could come back now, but it doesn't matter. In the end, Clairvoyance, it is 4 NaVi members going down. Virtus.Pro, I mean, it was going good before, but now it's going pretty damn great.
Yeah, and of course, they also got the tier 1 tower, and in the meantime, DK Phobos has been farming, just like the Juggernaut has been. Speaking of the Juggernaut, he's actually opted for the Treads, which is a very farm-oriented build. I think the general consensus with pros is that even though Treads is so good because Juggernaut has such a good base attack time, the phase is something that you really need. Like a lot of gyrocopters would go phase as well, even attack much faster with. So I don't know. It's not something that I've seen to too much success because I really like the mobility from phase moves as well amongst.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a farming build, as you said, then maybe he's just thinking, I gotta get this freaking Battle Fury sooner than later. With how fast Silent is getting farmed.
Sure.
Yeah, he's like, I got to play catch up when I can, and I guess it also means the chance of going out and finding kills are smoked up now. Looking ahead to VP territory here. Silent is around. He's half of his life. They're gonna quickly get the vision. Does he have a doppelganger? Oh no, he does not. Dear. He's got Fiend's Grip though. And he goes down. Nice 2-man tag team action there. Tusk in to watch, but. Alright, successful pick off. That's a step in the right direction here for NaVi.
You know, normally Silent has the awareness to scale things out like that, but hold that thought. He can that mid.
Yeah, nice shackle and a full focus fire ulti. Eventually, FNG will stop him with the fissure. Turnaround curse comes out from Lil, catches the 2, and look who walks in and says, how do you do? It's FNG with a big old dunk. And they're going to turn it into a 2-for-2 trade here. Ditya rotates to the mid lane. He actually still has that Omni. Lil's thinking about chasing, but now they snowball back in. He actually doesn't pick up the jug, but it doesn't matter. He'll get there. Can he spin on through? No, these pesky shards are in the way, but it doesn't matter. Akmo's able to pick that up, but he will then go down. G makes his face known, and he is on a mega kill streak here. Woo! When the dust does settle, what would you say? Virtus.Pro maybe getting a bit, but because NaVi was so far behind, it looks like they're going to be getting the gold advantage.
Nicely done by them. Of course, Silent, in the meanwhile, spawned back, and again, the problems still do linger. So I think what NaVi have to do is they have to smoke again, just like they did before, and look for another Silent kill. They have the ward placed from Sniper earlier to do so, but it will be more difficult now because they probably need more. last time was really, really lucky for them.
Oh. Tusk will spot out Queen of Pain here, not looking to commit too much onto anything.
Oh, they dropped the sentry.
Oh. He's
yeah,
walking in, and they're gonna go for Tusk. Tusk gonna die so fast, and they're like, "Hey, I see a Dendy over there." And oh, he does get on the wrong side of the fissure, but it looks like he'll make it away. Man, that almost was a 2-for-none special for Virtus.Pro if Dendy was just an inch further in. But luckily for him, they had put all their aggression onto their Tusk, and he just went down real fast. But still,
yeah.
Domination. Virtus.Pro 14 to freaking 5, and it's nearly 13 net with advantage, and it doesn't stop there. Man, they jump in and they put Lich down. Dendy tries to land off a shackle, does not catch, and he's trying to run here.
There's a Winter Wyvern curse.
Oh, they catch up. They actually get him, yeah, with the curse. Urn goes out, Dendy to drop. Bobos just jumps in and crushes him.
It does look like they're slowly falling apart, but they still haven't lost too many of the major objectives. I mean, they still hold 5 of their towers. Again, I do wonder how long, because Juggernaut really needs items to be able to combat PL, and this PL is going to slowly be naturally able to push in as he's doing now. He doesn't really care too much about the Tusk spam or all these things, because he knows right now, like, they need all their heroes to cook.
Now he does not
of all their
have
heroes,
a TP.
they're bringing all the heroes.
Yeah, I'm like, he doesn't have a TP, and Navi see this, and they're like, that man can't get out scot-free. We got to stop him. They're looking to cut him off. Tusk like, I did my job. I held him here. And finally, all Navi are just, get that freaking PL. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, buddy. There's nowhere to hide. They go all the way down deep for that, and they'll get it.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he actually didn't have a TP, so yeah, that was a little too deep TPs. I think though, I like his inventory. This is like the build that Aggressive and a lot of other PLs do in general. You get Fula drums. The reason you always go bots, and I guess No-Tail's like the only one that doesn't buy bots, he always is because of this. Like you have this inventory slot starved situation where you go without taking out the Quelling Blade now he did, or losing the Magic Stick, so much efficiency value on the PL. A lot of concerns for him until he gets...
Oh, what's happening here top lane? Bane's looking to creep in behind on FNG. Dendy also intercepting from the side. It looks like they may be able to get Solnico down first. And then FNG says, I'm going to use this neutral camp and dunk your ass. Turns it around. Dendy's going to be able to get the kill, but G's the one to clean it up. Now look at this, the return of NaVi as they're rolling on in. Oh man, they're going to get him down with help from the Chain Frost. Bobos runs in and he does a quick 180 and says, maybe not, but they turn back once more. They got a big Winter's Curse, and that's going to help finish off Hardstyle. And now Lil will need to step himself back and away from Digger on his mighty spin. But Silent has also shown up to the battle now, tries to make it go in for the Tusk. Tusk holds himself in a snowball here, might be able to get, no, couldn't get the click on the Lil. Could get the finish on the DK Phobos, and Virtus.Pro may again be able to etch out from this fight slightly the better.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but the Juggernaut couldn't use their Omni Slash there, because during the duration of his spin, he realized he was about to die as soon as he came out, and there were many targets for the Omni Slash. To farming he goes, and VP are going to be pretty content with a free top tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they're only their second tower of this game. I mean, obviously, it seems like they're just happy to take the kills and know that they can comfortably take their time with farming up, but Lil can't be comfortable now. Shackled up to that lone little tree. He will get off the cold embrace. He's going to make him work for it, but he will go down in the end, and Navi will be able to, scrap together themselves at least something and still preserve this tier 1 tower, really making VP work for it.
Yeah, they actually committed all their heroes coming back to be able to stop that push. Again, a lot of these movements are like there's a lot of knee-jerk reaction type of things here.
Yeah.
I think them giving up that tower wouldn't have been too bad, especially because they don't have a follow-up objective at the top. Now what we see is a whole bunch of heroes that TP'd into a lane that they don't have a follow-up on and just scattering around. This kind of move is like really tough on a Wind Ranger because her farm is extreme. Now she's gonna get caught up because she did the walking post.
Oh, but trouble could be right there for Phobos as he goes in. He doesn't realize that, yeah, that Navi pool of heroes was making its migration all the way down to the mid lane, so they were quickly behind Dendy. And it's obvious that Virtus.Pro are happy to go on these 5-on-5 fights. I mean, they feel they have the better farm and the better team to do so, and frankly, they've been showing that they are. And with the curse up and at the ready, they're itching for a possible fight, poking a bit at this mid-tier 1 tower. And if that's not the case, they know they can easily draw Navi all together in one spot, and people like Silent can just do as they please over on the side. Him and G both continue to just find the farm on the side.
Yeah, I think every time Navi does this 5-man assembly thing, try and save somebody caught out in their own woods or something like that, it really just does hurt them. And when you do this kind of thing, I guess you're forced to kind of. But never mind that, because right now, as I thought they were going to do it, they're just going to go straight for Roche with the Medallion pickup on Soneko, and with Juggernaut coming in with the Battle Fury, they should be able to secure this.
Now,
this is actually a very nice sneak peek.
But they do have that ward. Virtus.Pro has a ward by the secret shop here. They saw the movement down there, so I think they know this is happening. They know this is happening. Tusk, preemptive shard, trying to block them, back it away. They see Archon, they want to get him out, but they also need to make sure they get someone into the pit. FNG is going to be dishing out the fissure. He does a solo dunk just on the Acmo. They got to get to that pit though if they want to stop him, and they can't. Deegan's going to be able to pick up the Aegis, but it might go to use. He quickly gets the Omni and off before he goes down. But it's not going to be doing a whole lot of damage, and everyone else from Navi is already dead. Oh, poor Dityara. They're happy they got that Roche, but they're not going to be happy about this. They lose their whole team. Virtus.Pro don't go down one bit. And if they want or not, they may or may not push down a lane and just continue progressing towards these objectives. It looks like they will go for the mid-tier 1, but still leave Silent elsewhere to farm up.
Yeah, that's, again, this is just a product of them forcing all these 5-man moves, because at this point they don't really have alternatives. But despite the attempt being kind of good, when the enemy team recognizes it the way they did, like VP reacted very quickly. As you pointed out, they have the ward there, and of course, even though it was a smoke, it was kind of one of those sure tell things. And you did see other heroes walking in the way they did. I think Archstyle too was isolated outside the pit, so it was like all the hints and signs were there.
Yeah, there was also a flying courier. I wasn't quick enough to react what was on it at the time, but the second the courier and Jug were crossing over the ward, that's when VP pinged out frantically. Like, yeah. The courier might have been holding another tell, and they're just like, oh, they are definitely at the Roche pit. They're definitely there. Let's get going.
And honestly, it's like I know the score makes it kind of obvious. To point out another way of why VP seems like they're outplaying Navi so hard is, during the 5-mans that were happening, especially the tier 1 tower defense at top, FNG actually planted that secret shot ward, and I don't know if Soneko has an idea about that or not. It hasn't been spotting this entry since. As you said, this is the ward that's scouting out a lot of Navi's movement where we don't want to be.
It's a nice and ballsy ward this early into the game, and that's what will give you those early intel reads that could just dramatically put you way ahead in the game, and it pays off so well. It's a high risk, high reward support move. It often goes unnoticed in most games.
Yeah, exactly. It's just these little things really do make an impact. What the future actions and reactions ought to be. But again, it was during the time Navi 5-man top defend the tower. So what did they get out in return? Lose more on the map. Again, it's like the trade-off that you really have to control all your TPs.
Oh, and we just saw it right there live and in the wild. FNG, they smoke, they go the way through, they don't find a pickoff, but it looks like they will actually find a pickoff here. And our style will be going down. They spot him out. This comes after another nice ward has been planted. I mean, he does ping there now as if maybe there's a bit of vision there, so it could be something to look to sentry out next, but that ward helps them get that kill, and with that kill, they can segue themselves down and go for a tier 2 tower. Everything's starting to come together nicely here for Virtus.Pro. We have to start figuring out what is the game plan going to be for Navi. Is their high ground defense good enough? Can they hold out? And will they be able to, stall this game out a bit longer for their Jug to be an actual problem?
They definitely have to wait for a big mistake or an overspending coming out of it. Right now, VP, they have too many tools of initiations and, I guess, de-initiations, disengage type of thing, pardon me. Yeah, like the range coming out of VP between Slaughter's Blink and Earthshaker Fixtures and Winter Wyverns, it really is too much to handle. And of course, it's gotten past that point where Axmo can just snowball in and then not die or not get winners like that. You really do have to wait for vision out, keep lanes pushed out as much as possible. Fine. They're gonna try to go for Silent here, but I think Silent should be. Oh dear, he actually got caught by the.
Okay, get in there, get it quick, done quick. He's got to do it quick. Not quick enough. And obviously, the opportunity for a solo Omni Slash just is not there when it's inside the creep wave.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could have timed it out a bit different so that you could have caught the Fiend Script the second the creep wave was about to die, but it looked like that wasn't happening at all. And it was take that opportunity while it was there. And the lack of damage you know, maybe credit towards the itemization Silent has taken, you know, stepping off and getting those drums first. He's able to just withstand and live on.
Again, a very nice inventory himself here. 24-minute defusal. Lately, PLs haven't been farming or free-farming too well, rather, but hold that on. I think Archon is dead again.
I think so, too. I think so, too. Gets in there, and he's like, I'm gonna get that freaking ward. Well, he got the ward down, but he's not going to be able to get the ward without getting his life taken away from him. Bottom lane, they continue going for Soniko. Looks like then he's able to save him with a little bit of a shackle shot, but a defensive shackle shot is not a good one. Snowball will avoid a bit of the sonic wave damage here. Ditya will eat it, and they just pull them out from the base, and even onto the high ground. Oh, poor Akmo going to be going down. Gee, that's his mega kill streak. It's the second mega kill streak. My goodness, this guy is 12-2 on this Queen of Pain. Virtus.Pro getting ready to close this one out in dramatic fashion. 28-9 already as they push on for the tier 2 tower.
G-Squawk is definitely one of the best in the world. Guys, like lane CSing, lane control, and his teamfight positioning with the hero, it's absolutely phenomenal. Part of Virtus Pro's successes, I mean.
Yeah, he's always kind of been there, and to his fortunate, you know, self, it's his meta right now. You still got your Shadow Fiends, your Queen of Pains that still kind of take reign there. You know, it's been a different time of Pucks and back to Storm Spirits. You know, we'll see. He's been around for a long time, and we always expect the best from him here, and it's been working out nicely. He's still back in season, and while Virtus.Pro realized they need to back up, and they still have a tier 1 top lane they can even bring down. Lots of money still on the map for them to already enhance their gross net worth advantage. As you can see, 12K, same for XP. It's almost time for NaVi to pull out something a bit dramatic here if they feel like they're just going to be starved out completely.
Yep, and not sure how dramatic team synergy session at the Ancients is. Bad one. Looks like they're going to roll out together.
It's a huddle. Just having a bit of a powwow. What is the game plan, fellas? They're creeping bottom in hopes that maybe a lone silent PL will be there to farm it, but they will be waiting quite a bit. And it looks like they'll be heading back. But at this point, I mean, it's really difficult for anyone to kind of push a lane on the side here. You're going to have a Winter Wyvern who can quickly sneak in, hit you up with the curse. Of course, the blinking StarLadder, and now even, you know, blinking FNG Earthshaker is just a bit too scary. So NaVi are stuck in this buddy system, and I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, it looks like it's gonna be one of those slow and painful deaths of a game.
Yeah, I think so. I think BP's next real play comes out of Roshan after the tier 2, the remaining tier 2 at top. Of course, I don't think NaVi can contest. Maybe it's their time to go for like a last ditch effort, Juggernaut, and finally use an Omni Stash, just like minute 15 or something. BP have so much map control, despite the warding being pretty nice for NaVi right now. As you said, why they have this buddy system going. They really can't leave anybody alone.
Virtus.Pro do a very cautious deep smoke now, and they are on the move. I mean, they're just rolling out right now, straight down this bottom lane, maybe going for the finishing blow. Man. They are just hustling, and Ditya, hello, how you doing? See you later. Oh, poor Soniko gets the backlash of that sonic wave. He goes down, and just like, I don't know, like a diesel truck out from hell, they just roll right through Ditya company, and that might be enough for them to just kind of take this game. Now, at least force out a buyback from this Jug. A very important one for him. He's just trying to put together the farm here, and now he's going to be a bit poor. And it looks like he may have to. Virtus.Pro not looking to let up the pressure one bit.
Creep wave coming in now, and of course life points are slowly dropping to the harassment coming up Tusk as well. They have run charges and look. He's also got a use up there. He's had it for some time. He'll pressure the G.
G goes in, he'll soften up Akmo a bit. As they pull back, he decides to pull the trigger. Pops his BKB, gonna get the takedown quickly of Art Style. Just takes not much effort whatsoever. Snowball, time to pull it out from the base here. Now poor Akmo gonna be stuck. Oh, look at this though. Fiend's Grip onto Silent. Nicely canceled from FNG with that fissure. They're gonna be able to clean up the Tusk. They're gonna be able to get the grab though onto Silent Dendi. One of the last hopes here. Look at that. Double kill for Ditya. NaVi will hold with their buyback and what they got left in the tank. They will at least be able to keep Virtus.Pro back in at bay a little bit longer.
I'm actually surprised that BP decided to dive so deep on the side of Silent as well as DK Phobos. I realize Silent on the PL, he's very strong. Obviously, they don't have too many, especially when Juggernaut was. But he got caught by the snowball that was actually rolling on somebody else. And then he got Fiend Script as a result. He had Doppelganger up still as well, so sort of a slight positional error type of thing. Product of diving too deep, really. DK Phobos, he had the Force Staff, but he already used it. He doesn't have BKB. When he gets caught so deep inside base, he's sure to go down. He already used his BKB and got out of there as soon as possible. I'm surprised that actually that miscoordination type of thing happened. I thought if there was going to be somebody diving, be the Queen of Pain with the BKB. He used it as a...
Yeah. And with that, they give NaVi just a little bit of hope. You know, it was like that program we talked about before. This one, though, maybe not 10 steps. I'd say maybe a solid 5, 4. We'll see. They need another couple of fights. Could get this one square back even, but I think a lot of emphasis is going to be next on this Roche. It is a bit of a longer timer. We still got about 30 seconds or so, but I'm sure both teams are going to have their eyes on this Roche. Virtus.Pro should still feel pretty damn confident, though, with the Echo Slam, Winter's Curse. They have all the ammunition they can ask for to put up a respectable Roche fight. Do NaVi need to consider defending this one out, or should they just take the time to continue farming here?
Honestly, I feel like they give Roche to the Aegis, the PL, or Queen of Pain. I'm honestly not sure what their comebacks are. I think they have to contest. I don't think there's any option.
Alright, well, it looks like that may be the case here. NaVi do smoke up. They're on the move, but Virtus.Pro are not in the pit at the moment here. FNG in a very peculiar spot. Someone's been spotted!
Nice thing by Dendy.
How you doing? He just power shots him right in the face. FNG realizes what's going on. He has to frantically get the hell out of there. Oh my goodness, Silent almost got himself caught in a shackle with him. Not close enough though, and look at this now, VP looking to turn it around because they're not able to get FNG. They cold embrace him, they put up the curse, they're gonna get the kill onto Archon. First follow-up, Ditya going down, and they get the Tusk. Virtus.Pro. An opportunity was presented to itself. FNG can say he was baited all along, but that definitely turned out very awkward and in their favor.
Yeah, that positioning he had there, it's like almost like he anticipated the smokes, but he wasn't in a place to see it and react as well. So Dendy almost caught him out, and because of the spin coming out of the Juggernaut, he guarantees him the 5 seconds just locking in with not much damage at this stage in the game. It basically exposed him and allowed Lil to drop a very simple nurse that got him killed. And
you know, you can land fancy shackle shots now, and they even have a Fiend Script ready to go, but the damage just will simply not be there, especially with Ditya going down. That was his buyback as well, so he had been out for the count. Virtus.Pro are able to clean out this mid lane, and they can reward themselves now with a fine little hefty Aegis pickup here as they head themselves into the pit. It looks like it'll be a free grab there. And NaVi, if it wasn't do or die before, it is now, because with this and already the advantage in the mid lane, they're going to need one hell of a miracle. NaVi fans out there, start raising your hands and channeling your energy, because they will need it here in Game 1. I don't think it's going to work, Claire.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
We'll see.
35-12, pretty convincing scoreboard in favor of VP. They've got the 2 top net worth and obviously the PL that's really hard to deal with NaVi's lineup. So with Vegas, I imagine VP are going to go for the game-ending push. Meantime, G is just going to push up the top lane, so there can be no fancy split.
And he already is sporting a nice chunk of change here. He's got nearly 4K gold saved up. And I would say he's already got some nice luxury items. The AC's already freaking done. Still got 7 seconds on his BKB. What do you suppose he picks up next? Is it just grabbing a classic like a sheep stick here just to kind of assert getting the jump on someone like Ditya or Dendy before they can make it away?
Yeah, well, I personally think Shiva's and MKB are good. MKB just because you're playing against a win, and Shiva's like...
That's true.
They have so much magic there. They just play in and probably kill everything on it, actually with the Aegis. Looks like, I actually clicked on him now, it looks like there's double javelins available, ready to go, and he might be just waiting for the MKB money. He only needs about 500 more gold.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. Now you have a hard-hitting Queen of Pain on your hands to go along with Silent here, who's definitely, his inventory has PL'd out. You've got the Refusal Mantle ready to go, Boots of Travel already on hand. Phobos Sid's picking up those maneuverable items, the Force and the Blink. He's gotten already a Vlad's, and it looks like he may be the one to pick up the Shivas, as he already has a plate mail, unless this is a Lotus Orb or something. I mean, it might not be too typical to Echo Shell back a certain Chain Frost then. That'd be hilarious. Maybe a Fiend's Grip.
Oh, that would be very strong for her. But honestly, in transition of the projectile, the art style would probably just die.
Yeah, right? Oh boy. Well, here comes Virtus.Pro. Now they have an Aegis in hand to help him out. This could be Navi's last stand together. And oh man, FNG makes the first move. Just dunks on the Vigneron. He's out. If you thought there was a jug in this game, you thought wrong. He is out for the count. No buyback for him. Denny's going to be going down, and the white flag is going to be raised up just as fast. This game 1 is over. A domination coming out for Virtus.Pro. Well played to them.
Honestly, VP, following yesterday's victories, they're looking really, really strong. And I definitely want to give credit to them. I don't want to take some away, rather. This roster, you know, people have been sleeping on them because they haven't had the best sequence of performances lately. This is a team that knocked out Secret at TI. This is a team that beat OG last. You have to watch out for these guys.
Certainly do, and we'll see if they'll be able to keep the pressure up and shut out NaVi 2-0. Just to give you an idea of where we will stand in this